defensive back. And Antrel, first of all, thanks for taking some time with us tonight. Got to ask you, coming over, from the West Coast, coming to New York, and with this group of guys, have you felt that you've meshed in now and that they accept you as not the new kid anymore? You're part of the team, or you're still the new guy in the locker room?
No, I'm definitely not a new guy. It's been great. It's been great. We've been having a great time over there. Guys, we've been gelling pretty well, and I've never felt a new kid on the block. They always embraced me with open arms, and we're still gathering and still getting to know each other even to this point.
Talk a little bit about the relationship. We were just talking off air a minute ago about, you were talking about your former coach, Coach Shannon down at the U, but talk about the relationship you have with Coach Merritt and Coach Hunter, your defensive backs coaches, your safeties coach and your corners coach, you guys as a group, all you D-backs.
We have an outstanding relationship. He's a coach that we asked him to coach us. We tell him we don't want to hear what we want to hear. Tell us what we need to hear. And I think that's a big thing that you need. Especially coming from your coaches, in order for you to be the best that you can be. And our relationship is great. They put a great game plans in store for us, and we have a very personal relationship. We can communicate on any level. It doesn't always have to be about football, which is something that's also beneficial. When you talking about knowing your players.
When we saw you up at camp, you guys were doing the tip drill. It was the first couple of days of camp. You're working a lot on the tip drills. Is that something you are still reinforcing during the week of practice, or is it just now general, you're in the flow and it's who the opponent is this week and which receivers and tight ends you have to match up against?
We work on it, on a weekly basis. What we call it the can't think of the name of it right now. I cannot think of it.
But it's definitely a tip drill, because I see him throw the ball in the air and you guys tip it back.
Right. And we throw in there, we tip it back. It's pretty much trying to create turnovers. And, certain situations that's going to take place during the course of a game. Make sure that you capitalize on each and every opportunity.
Let me ask you about Perry Fuel and what he brings to the Giants, and what did you expect when you came to the Giants from Coach Fuel?
I really didn't know what to expect too much. I'm really not a fan of football. I don't follow football to the extreme like I know some other folks do. I just love playing the game. So I didn't know anything about the Giants, before getting here, and I really don't follow coaches like that. So I just pretty much take it how it comes, and he's been great. He's been a huge part of our success, and he's going to continue to be a huge part of our success.
What's the mood of the team now? 2 division games in a row that you guys lost. What's the mood of the team going forward with 6 games to go?
We're positive. We're staying positive, and we understand that we have a lot going against us right now, being that we have a lot of injuries that's taking place in this team, and we know it's just time for guys to step up, and I think we know that, and I also think that we understand that we've been hurting ourselves, and which is huge, especially when you're playing games to the magnitude that we've been playing, especially playing against such key opponents. We can't be beating ourselves out there.
What's your impression of the new stadium? Have you been into a stadium like that in your career? You were out in Arizona. They have a brand new stadium, but how does this compare with that?
The stadium's nice. It's a nice stadium. I'm not taking anything from that, but I definitely like the Arizona Stadium better. Being one that is a dome, I'm not going to be freezing once December and January comes.
That's true.
But the stadium is good. I can honestly say I can wish for a louder fan base. It gets pretty quiet at times, and but other than that, it's a pretty good setup.
That's because they're all on Twitter and Facebook when
Right.
they should be watching the game.
Well, they're at the Captain Morgan bar. That's what it is.
Something. Something. I know it gets pretty quiet in there.
So, what brings you to the Gotham Club tonight? The 12 Angry Mascots. How'd you get involved in this?
It was an invite from a dear good friend of mine. She just, brought to my attention, told me, it'd be a great opportunity, just to get out and have some fun, let people see, the flip side of things and not just you on the field all the time, let them see, your personality, underneath the pads.
Have you done any performing arts in the past, in college or high school or anything like that?
No.
So this is going to be new for you.
You're going to wing this, huh?
I'm just going to wing it.
I love it, man.
Why not?
I haven't done it either, but I'm pretty good at winging it. So
if you got it, you got it.
That's it.
I want you to have a good time. We'll be out in the first row, so.
All right.
Yeah, we'll cross our fingers. We'll be cheering you on. One last question from me. You mentioned the Cardinals' new building. I was there for that first preseason game in 2006 when the building opened against Pittsburgh. That was the loudest place I've ever been. I thought I was in Michigan Stadium with 100,000 people. When that roof is closed, does that echo in your ears?
It's extremely loud. It is extremely loud. I think the loudest I've ever heard it was playing against Atlanta Falcons 2008, our first playoff game. It was extremely loud.
Wow. Well, you got to make the fans here be that loud for you, man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have to get them on our side, just keep them in our corner the best that we can. And, otherwise, we definitely have to give them a reason to cheer.
Well, but the way you've been playing, people should be cheering for you anyway because you're making a lot of plays. You're getting out there. I see you directing the other guys on the field too. I see you point. I see you tell the corners where to line up. I see you talking to people in the huddle.
Yeah, I mean, communication is a crucial part of our defense. It's so everyone has to be in tune at the same time. There's a lot of communication, there's a lot of checks, there's a lot of assignment adjustments, and recognition. So everybody pretty much needs to be on the same page at the same time. So there's communicating, there's hand signals going all over the place, and it's good. It works for us, and we just have to make sure we keep building on it.
But you don't get mad at Osi when he misses a sack, right? Nobody does. Nobody says anything to Osi.
I missed 2 last night. I need to take some pointers from him. I got wide-eyed and I got so excited. I just went for it. I didn't know that Michael Vick had was playing with grease on his body.
Yeah, he's like Fred Bolitnikoff in the old days. He plays the Sprickham.
It was like chasing a chicken all night long. I swear. I felt like Rocky.
All right. Thanks, Antrel.
You guys have any questions?
Yeah. I mean, when you knew you were coming to New York, what were you looking forward to the most when you knew, you were going to not just play in New York, but you would have to spend 4 to 5 months out of the year here?
I was just looking for an overall change. Being on the West Coast, it was good. It was a great 5 years, and I wouldn't take it back for anything in the world. But at the same time, I felt like I needed a change. Felt like I needed to be more on the East Coast. More of my swing of things, and more of my pace. And as far as playing for the Giants, I was just looking for a brand new opportunity. Just to showcase my talents elsewhere.
And what do you feel are the main differences between playing out there in Arizona and playing in New York?
The media.
Us guys.
Yeah, people like
The
us.
media, if I would have said what I said in Arizona, it just would have been in the papers one day and gone the next. I said here, there's chitter chatter going on everywhere. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I guess they proved me wrong.
And when game day, you're obviously, you have to get mentally prepared. You have to each player gets into their own zone. When you're coming out of that tunnel, what is your frame of mind like? I mean, what's going through your head when you know it's game time?
I'm always just ready to play. Like I said, I love having fun, and that's the number one thing I take into each and every game is make sure that I have fun on the field, make sure I'm focused, and I prepare extremely well throughout the week. I watch a ton of film. I make sure I go over all my assignments, my adjustments, and things like that. So I'm already well prepared, but way before the game starts. So Sunday, I just kind of sit back and just relax and just enjoy myself. Make sure I have the time of my life while I'm out there on the field because it's something I love to do. And I just let everything else take care of itself.
And now, before you said that you didn't get your hands on Michael Vick, when you guys are in the locker room, are there any side bets? Do you guys have anything going on where who's going to get the sack today? Who's going to get the first one? Who's going to get the most? Do you guys have play around a little bit and try to pump each other up that way?
Yeah, definitely. There's always side motivation going on over there, and like you say, just to have another set of motivation, just to pump the guys up, and just like you say, add fun to the game. It always add fun because everyone's competitive at this point in time in their lives, and we have a blast doing it.
Somebody said Jerry Seinfeld's going to be here tonight. So, what's going to be tougher, playing in front of Jerry Seinfeld or chasing around Michael Vick?
I'll take B. I'm still tired.
Yeah.
I'm still tired.
Was that a long hot tub this morning?
It was a long night. It was a long night. That guy, he's a freak of nature out there.
He
You know,
is.
I mean, he really is. And
How did you guys come back last night? You came back on the train or you came back on the buses?
we came back on the bus. Came back on the bus last night, and hopefully, and I know I saw it in his face. Hopefully, he was just as tired as I was last night. And I believe he was. I think we wore him down pretty good, and he definitely wore me down. So, we're looking forward to
Well,
it.
you got him again in a couple of weeks here on your turf.
Yeah, we'll be ready. We'll be ready, and we're gonna take it to him.
Good. All right. Thanks so much, Antrel.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good.
That's
Good.
it.
All right.